All right, I was basically going to show off my little wood shop that I made. I made it about 2 years ago and haven't really been using it that much for about a year, and I really need to get in, clean it up, and start using it more. But I'm just going to show you what I have, and believe me, again, this is very very dirty and needs to be cleaned a lot. But basically I'm going to show you just what I have in here. I mean, all the trash, of course, you can see on here. And one thing you will notice, and just to let you know, is pipes and bowls everywhere, including bongs and everything you can think of. But it started out very clean, and it just, of course, like any other shed or something, started gathering up things that we could just put out here. But when I first started, I got into it because I was looking more at the epoxy and wood, and I thought it was very interesting, and I wanted to start working on it, especially with, the lathe and everything. So I went ahead and started with that, and then just, like I kind of always do, fell into a hole and decided to try to get everything I could. So once again, the whole point of me doing this is to clean out the whole thing. It's ridiculous, dirty, nasty. I haven't been using it besides, sit here and smoke type thing, but I just want to show you what I have as an actual workshop and the tools that I have. So basically, like I said, I started with the lathe that I have back there in the corner. And, I started because it looked cool, turning things like bowls and stuff. So, I got that, and I got the tools to do it. And, I started messing around with it and making, bowls and stuff every once in a while. And I went from there to the epoxy and just tried other things. And of course, bought every tool, or have every tool that I could possibly think of, even though I would never probably use them. But, and I'm sorry, again, you can see there's trash, everything down here. But I mean, everything from a circular saw to a Sawsall to 2 angle grinders to, Drimmel, to everything you could, think of like that when it comes to, pneumatic nail gun, everything you could possibly think of when it comes to that type thing. And again, like I said, up here is just stuff that's been stacked and done, use out here once or twice, and then kind of just stack it somewhere. But, it is stuff that is used. I kind of try to keep everything together. If it's tape and stuff, it's together. If it's hammers and stuff, it's together. But when it comes down to me actually getting the tools and, what I have, I can pretty much make anything whatsoever. But I just haven't been getting out here and working on it. So that's my thing now, is I have to clean it all up and go from there, start using it more to get out, because it's just a waste sitting out here type thing. But when it comes to the tools and stuff, like I said, I have everything when it comes to a little circular handsaw to, 2 angle grinders, to a Sawsall, to a whole Drimmel kit with every possible thing you can think connected to it. And that just starts there. Then, of course, I have the little bandsaw, which, as you can see, hasn't been used, obviously, with this stuff all over it. And then I'll move over. I got the drill press to do it, because there was some projects I was looking at in the beginning when I first got them to use the drill press, but of course didn't really start making more, so it kind of just came here to have bowls and stuff basically stuck to it. But when it comes out here, also I have a TV, which I like to put on in the background while I am, sanding something, working on something. I got this cool little power bar that I got so I can hook up the TV and everything to it, extra power that I need. And it's cool, it's got these little lights that you can adjust to whatever you want, and you just hit this and they'll kick on. You can turn those off, and you also still have power for the USB and the actual power ports. So I go ahead and keep those on, and of course, like I said, I just got the, her mixed up, the TV up and everything. But then when I go around, you'll see a bunch of stickers and stuff, of course. BDM, of course. You'll see Tom and Dan on every single wall of this place. They're a very funny guys. They're a podcast called A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. You should definitely check them out if you like podcasts or like anything funny. But back to the wood. So I have a bunch of clamps, wood clamps and stuff. I have them all set up here to grab. I even have all these small ones up here. And then when it comes to the hand tools, I have a lot of the hand tools, really, when it comes down to it. I mean, when you look, I have 2 routers. I have all the bits in the case underneath, and I have a drop. So I can do, literally anything needs to be done with a router. And then when you come over, you can't see this one too well, but I have it when it comes down to, I have a hand belt sander, I have a hand planer, I have, when it comes to the sander, I have 2 of these drills, but just only one showing here. And I have a square sander, I have many things. And when it comes to, of course, I have the lathe and stuff that I've been working on and, held up here. Up here, like I said, I have all the tools and stuff for the lathe. I've been trying to make a hangout for them. This is the newer ones that I just haven't removed yet that I'm going to be using. It's the different style when it comes to the tools used with the replaceable tips for the lathe. And then there's just, I have, of course, random other stuff when it comes to screws and bolts, and I got my dowels for, every different size, so I could, when I went in and start making things. I have, of course, all my stuff up here, just the thing full of random different screws, bolts, nuts, everything you can think of. Got my stuff here to sharpen the tools and everything I need. I have more drill bits and things, but they're in the garage right now because I've been using them up there. I had this all set up with all my tools. There's some missing because unfortunately I had a leak, or there is a leak up here on the roof. It's hard to see here, but it has actually drained down and come into this part, so it's hard to hang everything back without it, falling over type thing. But I usually, I have it set up, very nice. I went, of course, everything together right by right, just setting it all up to having the tools, easy to use right there where I need them, know where they're supposed to be and need them. Then, of course, I got, all the other little stuff that I can use when it comes down to the saw, to, measurements, to everything, to a finder, anything you can really use. I'm sorry, I can't get it out of my head right now, but anything when it comes to the sandpaper and stuff, starting over here, every single different kind you can think of, square, round, circle, full sheets, everything to go right back in the tools that I needed or whatever. And then of course you got everything's hanging around, like, just, this is the bad part, is just random shit that shouldn't be in here and hanging around. Like, we literally have a crossbow hanging here for no reason. It hasn't been used in 2 years probably. And then there's, the extension cords and stuff that really shouldn't be hanging in here. Of course, you got the lights that, we just took down something on our back porch, and these lights were hanging all around, so I had to find a place to to put them for the moment, so I went ahead and just hung them out here. And like I said, I basically hang out here every night. You know, every evening we come out here, and I do some work, you know, a good amount of time sometimes, as you can see, but it's something I definitely need to work on more, and I have been looking to do it more so I can get all this stuff that I have used and, you know, cleaned up and everything. And that is another thing. What I do is I have a 55-gallon air tank out the side of this on the side that I turn on, and it comes straight to this hose in here, which right now is just, you know, hanging on the ground or hanging over, because I actually use this to, you know, when it comes to sweeping up or something, because I can sweep all of this, but one thing that makes it a little easier is just getting most of the stuff to the front of the door by just using the air. So I'll get most of this stuff out, and then I'll go ahead and continue, you know, when it comes to either using the shop vac or just the, you know, the broom itself. But again, I really have to, and I am going through this and cleaning the whole entire thing up and getting it all set back up again, because, you know, I put a lot of work into this when we set it up and, you know, created the whole thing. We had a small shed here about half the size, and went ahead and actually extended it, you know, built it about twice the size, poured all the concrete in here, you know, made the table, got the other table, got all the tools and everything set up, made around, and, you know, use it for a while. And like I said, another thing is with the epoxy, I love using the epoxy and stuff, so I have everything for making it, and I have plenty of it down here to use and stuff. But you know, it's just hard to do anything, you know, without space, with all this stuff laying around and doing, you know, just causing, you know, distractions. You can't get everything clean. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, basically, is I need to go around and clean this whole thing up. It's something that I built about 2 years ago, and I was extremely happy with, and it looked beautiful. You know, I had everything you could possibly think of, everything you could, you know, need. Like I said, when it comes to the circular saws, to the band saw, to the drill press, to the what's called the routers, to the bandsaw, to the hand planer, to the damn everything comes down to the sanders, the different ones. And I mean, actually, for one reason, I forgot that in here, actually, I have a welder. For some reason, it's not really used for wood, but it's my brother's. Everything, like I said, over to, we have these damn things sitting here because of the crossbows, yet they have only been used like once or twice. And like I said, I got everything hung up. I try to keep everything as, you know, neat and clean together possible the way I can. It's just hard sometimes, like I said, especially this part where it is actually, you know, has been leaking, of course, and it's caused this to mess up. And as you can see right here, the tools start to hang because of the weight, and it's, you know, wet. So I mean, it's just a lot of stuff that needs to be done, and I, you know, need to fix up, and I need to start working on again. You know, everywhere, like I said, from the table saw to the, you know, band and router saw, everything I possibly need and, you know, have. I could do anything with wood, literally anything whatsoever. But I just haven't really been able to get out and do too much of it. So that's my new project lately, is I'm going to get out here, and I have already, in a little bit, getting out here and just cleaning everything, basically. And just getting everything cleaned up, getting all the stuff out of here on the ground, because again, like I said, I come out here every night. We come out here, I watch the news, and usually, of course, smoke, and then go back in the house, and you know, every once in a while I'll come out. I mean, I have, like I said, literally anything you could possibly think of when it comes to tools or anything you can need. But like I said, this is just the start. I'm really going to get back into this, and I just have to clean it up. I'm just showing this as a, you know, before and after type thing. This is just before, when I got all this stuff hanging, when I have issues when it comes to the leaking and just all the tools and stuff laying everywhere. It really looks horrible, and it kind of sucks because all the work that was put into this place to make it bigger, to make it, you know, be able to have all these tools and to get all these tools, I really don't like to see it just, you know, full of shit sitting around type thing. So that is my new project as of right now, and that's getting everything cleaned up and, you know, sorted out, stuff that I don't use, you know, just get rid of stuff off the damn tools that are sitting, you know, everything from that to like I said, of course, bowls, and you know, of course, this is my little smoking area. So like I said, we come out and just turn the TV on, watch the news, hang out and get, you know, stuff done, look, and just hang out for a little bit, do a few little things. But the whole fact is, it's nothing but just, you know, coming out here and hanging out, listen to some music or an audiobook like I usually do. But yeah, that's definitely my new project. You know, I have this whole thing, like I said, and I put all the, you know, the work into it to get it all, and it just kind of sucks to see after a while, just seeing everything just get stuffed up and, you know, making it look so horrible and not as nice as when it was actually done and how it should look. If it's being used the correct way and everything, there shouldn't need to be all this stuff just hanging around everywhere and, you know, just thrown on the table, this, that, here, never put away. So again, that's what I'm doing. That's my project. I just wanted to show how it is now, kind of like a before and after. And yeah, so basically I'm gonna go from here and I'll show you what it looks like when it is done.